So Waking Up to This Miracle Life is a really, really powerful song to me. It's a song about being a warrior and fighting and struggling so hard for so many years, and then finally making peace and laying down your sword, and and talking about all the times where I felt, this is very personal to me, but there have been so many times as an artist and singer and songwriter where I felt like things weren't happening fast enough, and how am I going to do this, and who's going to show up and help me, and kind of this thoughts of struggle and thoughts of like, should I give this up? Like, should I throw in the towel? Is it too hard? Is it impossible? Is this an impossible dream? But for me, I always had a sense of faith and knowingness and trust that I was meant to be a songwriter and a singer, and I had a very important kind of something in myself, like a soul, like a destiny almost, like I had to do it. And I just love to write, I love to sing, I love to perform. It's a soul mission for me. So I never gave up, even though there have been moments where I felt like, is this impossible? Am I crazy for doing this? But I just trusted in myself. So there's a lyric in the song, I used to feel the brokenness of my dreams. I'd wither up, feel the closing of defeat. I dammed my river flow into a trickling stream. Still I believed, faithfully, and all of my fury, madness, and rage ate into me like a fresh grave, till I could release my driving reins, surrender to a love that cannot be named. So it's really about ultimately stopping struggling so hard and trying to make it happen, and just allowing things to happen and just letting go. And that's kind of like a persistent, consistent theme, I think, in this record, aside from love, is just sort of letting go and surrendering, which is something I'm trying every day in my own life. Because there's so many things like we want to control, and so I keep reminding myself, let go and trust more. So, and another thing about this song is that in the chorus, I scream to the heavens, I'm alive, I'm alive. Walk through fire, survived, world keeps spinning, I'm inspired, waking up to this miracle life. So it's really about appreciating being alive. That's simple, that we have a beating heart, that we have working lungs, that we wake up every morning and we can breathe and be alive and experience life. And I had a kind of near-death experience in my own life, and which I don't like to talk about too much, but it makes me so appreciative and thankful to be alive and who I am and in this body right here, right now, in this time and in this moment in time. And with all of our troubles and problems, and everyone has so many troubles and problems, of course, we're all human, but if we can kind of take a broader view and appreciate that that we have these beating hearts and we don't have to do anything to make them beat, and we can breathe in fresh oxygen, and just, we have so many blessings that we take for granted. It's such a miracle to be alive. So the song is about waking up and opening our eyes to the miracles and the blessings we already have, just in being alive and just in being ourselves, and kind of, evolving to that best version of ourselves and evolving our consciousness in that way. Another quick thing about this song that's really meaningful and personal and special to me is when I write songs, I like to kind of surrender and let the collective unconscious or whatever is out there. I like to let ideas flow to me and be an open vessel to that, and just allow whatever's coming through come through and be a channel to that. And I just kind of let that happen. And if it's not happening, I kind of let the song go in that moment. But it's important to me to receive the song and be a translator to it in the most pure, authentic, honest way. So when I was writing the lyrics for Waking Up to This Miracle Life, which came like as a flood, and the lyric of Joan of Arc showed up, and I was kind of like, I've never really thought much about Joan of Arc. I know she was this courageous, wonderful warrior, this female warrior who was divinely connected and was on this mission to help free her people, and she was this incredible warrior, but I never really took an interest in her before, but that's what came through. But on an interesting note, I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to include this lyric, because I think people may make fun of me or laugh at me for including this lyric, because, I don't know, I just felt sort of like insecure about it. And even as we were recording, I was sort of terrified to include this lyric. Like, do I include it? Is this am I going to be made fun of and mocked? But anyway, just like Joan of Arc was this courageous woman, I decided to follow in suit and be courageous and include her and allow the initial song to flow through. And this is a really cool thing. As we were recording the vocal, and when I record vocals, I like to kind of channel through and get out of my own way, and I kind of go into a trance when I'm recording vocals, and I kind of have my eyes closed, and I often don't know where I am. So it's a good thing I'm not driving. And but in terms of this vocal, which is, I felt like Joan of Arc, sword of Orleans raised, charging the night with fierce second sight. That's the lyric. So I noticed I had my eyes closed as I was singing that lyric, and on one vocal pass, I noticed my hand was sort of like spinning around me behind my head as if I was like wielding a sword and getting ready to go into battle. And I was just like, and I opened up my eyes after the take and I noticed my hand was doing this, like it was this involuntary motion. And it was like I was channeling Joan of Arc or some warrior energy. And I was just like, what is going on here? But it was like this incredible, like my body was channeling that energy. It was so wild and so crazy and amazing and just like so deep on so many levels. So Joan of Arc is channeled in this song, and it's all about being the best version of yourself and being courageous and never giving up on yourself, never giving up on your dreams, that anything is possible and that we are just blessed to be alive. So I hope you enjoy the song as much as I enjoyed writing and recording it and performing it and waking up to this miracle life. Thanks.